Hi Stampers, it's Pat Fairless with Fairless Stamp and Flair, and I'm here today with Connect to Create. It's my turn to share a technique with you this week. Connect to Create is a collaboration between a friend of mine, Kathy Ondas, and also a fellow demonstrator. And each week we come to you to share a new technique or maybe just remind you of an old favorite. But I'm excited because today I am going to share one of my very, very favorite techniques with you, and it's done with shaving cream. It's called the shaving cream technique. So it's a lot of fun, and you never know how things are going to quite turn out. So let's hope for the best, and let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to switch to my other camera. Give me a minute here. All right, so I hope you can see my tabletop. And what I thought I'd do is start out by just going through what kinds of supplies you have to have in order to do the shaving cream technique. So the first thing you need is obviously some shaving cream. And you can get any kind of shaving cream. When I go to the store, I look for the cheapest one I can find. I don't really care if it's good for my skin or if it's moisturizing. It just needs to be a foamy shaving cream, and you like it to have a little bit of body and thickness to it. I've never tried it with a shaving gel. Don't know if that works. I would stick to foamy shaving cream. So we need some shaving cream. Then we need some kind of a plate to pile it up on. And we need, once we get our pile of shaving cream, and I'm going to take you through this, we need some re-inkers. So today I'm going to use Bermuda Bay, Mango Melody, and Gorgeous Grape. Those are the three colors I am going to use today. It makes nice bright chofa card. We need something to stir the ink into the shaving cream. So I'm just going to use a palette knife from our 3 palette knives set. But you can use anything, just a regular dinner knife works fine. It doesn't matter. And then you also need something to scrape the shaving cream off your card. So I like to use a wide putty knife. This is just a cheapy one from the hardware store. I like it to be nice and wide because that way I can get it all off, and you'll see that in one swipe. But a regular spatula that you might have in your kitchen tools works fine as well. And of course, then we need some paper. So for paper, you can use any kind of cardstock. I've only ever tried it with white or very vanilla. This one today, I'm going to use shimmery white. It provides a little bit better protection against the moisture, but I will be showing you some cards that I've used just regular basic white cardstock also, and that works fine. This technique allows you to make about 3 or 4 panels from the same pile of shaving cream. And so I'm going to do 3 today. We'll show you, and then you can see how it changes as we go through. So let's go ahead and get started. I will show you some cards that I made. I did get a bit carried away because, like I said, I love this technique. It's a lot of fun. And so I was playing with all different colors, and I'm just going to show you probably the one that was my favorite today on doing that. But I'm going to show you cards made with some other ones as well. So we're going to make a pile of shaving cream in our plate. You can use any kind of a plate, paper plate, plastic plate. You could use a dinner plate, doesn't matter. And you want to pile it up, make a pile, and then you're going to kind of spread it out a little bit. I probably got way more than I need on here. I definitely have way more than I need. And you want to spread it out. So maybe it's about 1 inch thick, and you want it to be large enough so that when you lay your cardstock in it, you can get the whole piece of paper, preferably in it. So you need to, I'm using 1/4 of a sheet. So this is 5.5 by 4 1/4. So I need my surface area to at least be big enough to put that in. So I just kind of spread that out a little bit. the one thing I did not mention that you want, is you do want some paper towels handy. This can get a little messy, although not bad. Like I said, it's really fun. So now I'm going to start with my re-anchors, and I usually put maybe 3-4 drops of each color in the shaving cream. I got a big pile today, so I may add a little extra. And you can always add more. You can't take it away, obviously, but you can always add more. So that was the Gorgeous Grape. Here's the Mango Melody. No particular order required for your ink. And you just, because you're going to stir it up anyway. And this is the Bermuda Bay. So we'll add some Bermuda Bay in here. And now the fun part starts. So I've got all these colors in here, and I'm going to take my little stirring tool, and I'm just going to start dragging it through the ink. And as the colors mix, if you mix purple and Mango Melody, you might get a different color. These are kind of this, you can see the Bermuda Bay, but see the patterns? They're pretty. I like to make swirls. And the one thing you do not want to over stir. The more you stir, the more the colors are going to just get mixed together and not show as much. So just kind of drag, and that's probably plenty for now. Clean that off, put a little pile there. And I'm going to lay my cardstock in here. And I'm just going to push it down. And you want to push it down, tap it around, because you want to make sure you get shaving cream on your full surface. And then you're going to pick it up. And I'm going to set this aside just for now. And look at that. Isn't that cool? But wait, I'm going to take my putty knife and clean that off. And how beautiful, gorgeous, isn't that? It just looks like a great graphical abstract painting, doesn't it? Pretty colors. So set it aside to dry, and I'll bring my plate back, and I'm just going to take this and I'll put it back on here. Now, if I dip something in there, it's obviously going to look a lot different, right? And this is where the fun begins. So now we can take some of this, bring it back in, and kind of mix it up a little bit more. We need to get it back level. Again, not too much stirring, but you can see that this is more mixed up than the last one. And so now I'll just, and I need another paper towel because I have this all over my fingers now. Shaving cream. Smells good. And that is something, if you do pick a shaving cream that has a nice minty smell, your cards will smell minty. So that's fun. So I'm going to do a second sheet, and we're going to do the same thing. Tap it around so that you get it all covered, preferably. Now, okay, I'm glad here what happened. You can see I have a spot here I didn't get any shaving cream on it. I probably didn't push it hard enough, but watch what we can do. So again, I'm just going to scrape this off with my putty knife. And actually, I probably would just leave it. But if you didn't like that you had missed a spot here, you can dip it in again. Just fill in that spot. And scrape it off and see how that filled that all in. So I'm going to set that one aside too. And I'm going to do one more. Let's get some more shaving cream in here. Like I said, you can do this 3 or 4 times. The more stirred up it gets, the different it looks. You can see the streaks are less distinct as I stir more. And that's okay because it'll, and this is really pretty over here. I might try to actually dip my next card over in this side a little bit. Look for an area you like. And again, let's get the corner over in that one. So fun. All right. And now let's go ahead and scrape that off. Clean a little bit. See what I mean about having a large spatula? It helps. You can pull it all off. And this was that area over there along the edge. Isn't that cool? It's so much fun. And I could do this honestly a few more times. I don't have a lot right here. So what I might do is if I wanted to get a little bit more, I like the swirls like that, but if you want a little bit more, again, you can just dip that section in, take it back. And scrape it off. And now those areas are filled in. So you can do that as many times as you want to get the pattern you like. After you get these done, it's always good just to take a paper towel and kind of wipe them off. I'm going to get rid of this for now, and I'll just put this clean one here so you can see them. And I'm going to bring in so this was the third one I did. Here was the first one. And this was the second one. So you can see each time the first one has more white, it's less stirred up. Now it's getting a little bit more stirred up, and here it's a little bit more stirred up again. So, but all of those would make beautiful backgrounds, or you can cut die cuts out of them. So let me show you how I use these. So these are you have to set them aside to dry, and you can use your heat tool if you want to speed it up, but I usually just let them set aside to dry. So here's the card I made using these combinations of colors. Now think about how this would look if I put this one on here instead. It's more bold, right? And it just has all to do with how I stirred up my shaving cream. So that is my card I made with that. I want to show you, this is another one I had made with my first batch, and you can see I stirred a little differently. These two came from the same batch, and these three over here are from a different batch, and they all look very different, right? But fun, so fun. So then, like I said, I got a little carried away, and I played with some other colors. So I'm just going to show you these. I'm not going to do them all for you. This one is got more of a monochromatic look. It's got mint macaron, mossy meadow, and garden green. So I picked 3 different greens, and this is what that one came out looking like. And I've used it a little bit differently. This time I took the background and I die cut it. And I used the Merry Moments and Merriest Frames dies, and I just die cut this leafy part from that stamp set and dies, and then embossed it. And I used that as background for a Christmas card. So that's the second card I wanted to share with you, made with those monochromatic greens. And I thought we maybe needed something that was a little bit more fall. So I picked some fall colors: Cajun Craze, Crumb Cake, Crushed Curry, Pumpkin Pie, and Old Olive. And these are 2 of the 3 that I made with that. And here's my card. In this case, I used one of the panels here. This is some gilded leafing. I just took some tear and tape, stuck that down, and then added gilded leafing. And then out of the same strip that this was cut from, or the same piece, I cut 3 leaves from the aspen trees dies, and those dies create embossed veining. So I took my two-way glue pen and I just drew the glue in the vein, in the debossed vein, and then I added gilded leafing to those 3 leaves. So that's a third card, and I have one more. And these are Pool Party, Shaded Spruce, and Parakeet Party are the colors. This was my first dip into the shaving cream. Hadn't done a lot of stirring, just enough to give it a very graphical kind of a look. This was, I think, my third one, and you can see it is much more mixed up. It looks totally different, right? Totally different. And here's the card I made. It's a Christmas card again. I used the Candy Canes stamp set, and here I cut a corner piece using the border dies with one of the shaving cream pieces, added a couple of candy canes and a little bit of ribbon, and called it good. So those are the cards I wanted to share with you. Here's basically the color of the one we did today, which I think is my favorite. I don't know, which one do you like? Which one's your favorite? They're all very different, right? But it's so much fun. I hope you'll give it a try. Let me flip my camera back off the desk and bring myself back on. All right, I'm back. It's me. What do you think? Isn't that fun? I love that technique. I never get tired of doing it. It's so much fun. And like I said, I got a little carried away. Probably did more than I would normally do. Don't expect that many cards from me each week that I do this, but it's fun. And I wanted to see, I had all those great pieces of paper that I had done. And I thought, well, I'll use them. I need Christmas cards. So that's why 2 of them are Christmas cards. So I hope you like that. I hope you'll give it a try. And if you have questions or want to know more about how to do it, if something didn't make sense, then leave a comment and Kathy and I will answer your questions. And I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.